there you go.
Is it working?
Right. Guys, welcome.
Another week.
It's a little taller than it was before.
I know, it is a little taller than it was before, but what are you gonna do, huh?
Okay, well, we can change that next week if that becomes a problem. And a little bit more centered on you than I would like, but you know, it's cool. We're back, guys. Welcome back. It's another week of the TRE live show.
It is.
We have a couple new things this week.
We do.
First of all, if you see the link below, as is usual, we like to give away free stuff, and we will continue to do that because it's fun for us. It's fun for us to ask companies to give you free stuff, and you know, everybody wins.
Craig's really good at asking for free stuff.
I do.
Like, really good.
I'm pretty good at it. So this week, actually, we have. You want to show them?
The socks?
No. Obviously. Oh, come on, I'll let you get it.
Nora?
Nope.
The dog?
Nope.
My coffee mug?
You spent a long time on this. There you go. Oh. We have new TRE hats.
Way too long.
This is how hard Nate's been working. Actually, is that he worked so hard to get these hats done, and now has completely forgotten that he had to do that. Anyhow, so we're gonna be giving away a free hat today, and we'll be sending you that along with. Where are those socks?
They're right here.
Oh yeah, grab both of them. Grab both of those things on top. There you go. Along with Tabio, our friends at Tabio Socks, they have the finger socks. So we'll give you 2 pairs of those, and
boom,
brand spanking new hat.
Really excited about this. And we have a full, this is the compression socks, full length compression socks right here. And we've got some shorter trail socks, and they have little toe socks. And it says trail right on there, and it's got these little grippies on there too. So well-made socks, kind of funky, the toe socks. Yeah, but they're totally fun.
I've used them, it's great. You definitely, if you wear them at people's houses, I try to wear them at people's houses where I think I'm gonna be taking off my shoes when I get in the door, and then it's a conversation piece.
Yeah, totally. We got a bunch of hats, and there will be an ability to purchase them.
Yes.
At some point.
At a future date.
At a future date.
But for right now, you have to win them.
You have to win them.
And we're gonna be, you know, the TRE team has them.
It's totally stoked. It's like, this is like mesh, like background. It's made by Boko.
He designed the whole thing. I had
really
nothing to do
with it. I know, right? And it kind of like a head sweaty material, so really good for running and for working out. You can kind of shape the brim, or you can keep it pretty stylish and nice and flat.
Flat. He's a flat build guy. If Todd is on here, we got your hat.
I know.
Where is Todd? But where's Todd when you need him? So today, guys, we are talking about. We have actually multiple new things. First of all, I'm gonna pipe down a little bit. Got some feedback that I need to pipe down and just relax and not be so scattered.
We're keeping the stallion fenced in. We still want his stallionness. We just want it.
You let me know if that's working. And we're gonna be talking about race planning. And
we are. You know, it's January. It's the beginning of the year. A lot of you guys may have already signed up for races, so we want to hear all about the races you've signed up so far for, what you're thinking about, and you know, most importantly, how these different races fit together. Because if you are trying to PR in a half marathon or marathon, it's not just how you train, but the races you pick leading into it that can really lead to success. And you know, at least what I found as an athlete was that, you know, my first race of the year wasn't always my fastest one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if it's like I was racing multiple half marathons, like sometimes I might need a few races to practice, get the race jitters
mentality.
out.
I feel it's
the mentality.
I read this, I can't remember where I read this once, but I've taken it ever since, which is early in the season, if I'm doing like a 5K race, I think about like, I don't care what my time is, but I want to hit the point of like wanting to fail or wanting to stop. I want to hit that like really tough mental point, and my only goal is to get beyond it, just whether it's by 10 meters or it's the whole race. If I can push beyond that, I'm just basically like using the early races as mental prep.
Yeah, it really is. It makes such a big difference. And of course, the other side of it is that if I am racing really long races, they beat you up.
That's true.
So can I do multiple marathons? How many marathons should we do in a year? That really varies. You know, we've seen people, I mean, some of you guys online, like how many marathons you do in a year? Some of you guys are like 1 0. It could be like 10.
I think choosing your goals also is important, because some people will say, hey, like I do a marathon every weekend, I love it, and great, that's awesome. If you're looking to, like, you know, if you're looking for the experience of doing a marathon and you want to do it every month or every week or every quarter, okay, cool, and prep your body for it. I think the baseline is to be healthy.
Yeah.
But on top of that, I mean, for some people, it's not about performance. You're not trying to get your best time when you do a marathon every month.
Yeah.
But you're just there for, and admit that, I think the baseline is, what do I need to stay healthy?
Yeah, that's a really good point. You know, races are social, and a lot of us like to do it to travel, to see a different part of the country or the world, and to experience that. But, you know, implicit to that, if I'm just showing up, I'm really using this as a catered training run, as an old coach used to say, versus I'm really going for my all-out time. Because when we're really trying to peak for, let's call that A race, where I'm really trying to get the best out of myself, I can only do so many A races a year.
Yeah.
You know, it's really like 3.
It's getting old too. So.
I know, right? I'm getting old. And I have to choose those things. And when you go for that A race, it beats the snot out of you. You know, like I remember after some just standalone marathons and some Ironmans, like I couldn't walk funny for a week, but I've also, you know, run a marathon road race as a build up to an ultra marathon, and I paced it more from a training pace, and I raced a 5K the next day. I was able to keep going.
Right. Yeah, I mean, sometimes if you, depending on how well tapered you are, I think this is as a microcosm, actually, you look at your training, because, you know, like we think about it in training in terms of like pacing out your training through the week, not hard days back to back to back. Thinking about your workouts, your racing schedule on a similar. Did I tell you I did a 2K rowing? You did. Yeah, we did a 2K rowing test at the gym. It was just on one of my lifting days, and it hurt. I mean, like I hadn't really gone that hard where I was like, you know, headache afterwards, like. You know, just,
you went for it.
Oh, I went for it.
You know, it's funny you mention that, because we did a couple. It was actually right before Christmas. We did 3x400 or 4x400 with, you know, 2 minutes rest.
Yeah.
And you know, we were both just coming off ultra training. I hadn't really run that hard, and I really went for it.
I mean, like
in the 400 meters running.
Yeah.
And I was like seeing cross-eyed for like the rest of the class. Like I couldn't go because it was such a short distance, but you just put so much effort in. Yeah. And it's such an interesting thing that
adapting your body is a real thing. Yeah.
There really is.
We got so many people talking. What are people saying? We've been talking about our own stuff. Sign up for your first. See you in Chicago in October. All right. We might go to Chicago, actually.
I think we might, yeah. We're really excited. We are going to Boston.
Yep.
I'm going to Boston.
You're going to Boston. I will not be at Boston this year.
I know, but it will be really fun to hang out with some of you guys. Who do you say? Running Guru is saying that she has running Boston and London in April.
Yep.
Those are like 2 weeks apart.
I will be in St. Louis, Dallas, and Austin next month.
That's right. The next
on a little tour de force, meeting some of our partners, and
actually, we got to get plane tickets for St. Louis.
Yes, that is true. I'm waiting on some information as far as when the talk's going to be, but yes. I'll be giving a short presentation at the Running USA conference.
Yeah, for race directors.
Yep. We're talking to a bunch of race directors about working with them, and yeah, so we're excited, man. It's January. It's still January. We got one more week of January, and we are on all cylinders.
Oh man, we are firing on all cylinders. It has just been a head down, just kind of way. You know, sometimes forget that we own a running company, and we should probably run at some point.
My workout and my like I would say my nutrition is rocking. I am like fully on the salads and making my own dressings and going to the farmer's market every weekend. It's great.
That's been really, really good. So speaking of races, we're on this topic and we want to hear about you guys. So so put your race questions in, which races you're doing, questions about, you know, how long should it take to recover from your marathon, what other events you're not sure about. We would love to dive in there.
Yeah, anything race related. I mean, honestly, we'll answer questions just in general, but we're focusing on races and planning for your race because this is the right time of the year to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, speaking of races, while you guys are doing that.
What is mine?
Yeah. Are we racing this year, Craig?
I think the half marathon in July.
Yes. For the San Francisco Marathon, I'm going to do you want to do the first half or the second half?
I would like to do whatever works with our schedule.
I know. I'm like,
first half starts at like 5 in the morning.
It starts early. I want to do the second because I run the bridge and the Embarcadero all the time.
Yeah.
The second half of the course is like the finish at the major event.
You could do a tag.
That was funny. And yeah, like a little.
See what our combined marathon time is? That'd be fun.
That'd actually be kind of fun, marathon relay. And you know, finish at a half, and it does start a little bit later.
Whoever is not running has to live stream.
Yeah. So if you guys are running the San Francisco Marathon, we are going to be there. We're going to be there at the expo before. We'd love to meet you and hang out. Also, has anybody run the Honolulu Marathon? That's what I want to know. Oh, that's a good one.
Honolulu Marathon is in December. Great time of year to be in Hawaii. And yeah, we are interested in providing training for them. We're talking to them. They're a huge race. We just learned that they are actually part or half like Japanese.
Yeah.
And then meaning not Japanese, but like
they have a lot of people from
from
Japan come over for that race, which is very cool.
The way I said it sounded like the race directors was like half Japanese. Like,
doesn't really matter.
But yeah, so if you've been in that race, I've not been in that race, but we've heard great things about it.
Yeah, let us know.
We'd love to know, or if it's on your list.
Yeah, I like that. I definitely like that. This brings up, Staff just mentioned that he is doing the 56-kilometer 2 Oceans in Cape Town, South Africa at the end of March.
We might
be there.
Might be there.
We have a few things that are up in the air that we can't announce yet. As usual, things are in flux. But Craig and I have been seriously planning a trip to Cape Town to hang out, and we originally wanted to plan it around 2 Oceans. I don't think either of us want to go pound out the pavement for 56K, but there is a very pleasant trail race on Friday that I was thinking about.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, first we have to make it to Cape Town, so I'll worry about the racing later.
First we have to make it. There might be a trail run I'm doing in February, and then the half for the SF Marathon. And then, you know what? In all honesty, I haven't given much thought to the rest of the year. I'm not sure.
Well, that's why we're having this discussion. I have a couple things planned. They're not all running.
Yeah.
I want to do a century ride in the fall.
Which one?
Levi Gran Fondo.
You've done that before.
I've done it before. It's awesome.
That's cool. So for those of you guys who don't know, this Gran Fondo cycling event is in Sonoma County, so north of us, and it is like wine country,
it's
mountains,
beautiful.
Ocean.
It's unbelievable.
Everything that like Northern California has to provide, and like October is always gorgeous.
It's really good.
It's like such a cool event to do.
There seems to be a problem with the feed. Oh, is that right? Let me check.
Pam asks a good question, and this is along the lines of our event. Pam asks, hey, which is harder on your body, a road marathon or a 50K trail race?
Road marathon?
Road marathon or a longer trail event. What's interesting is that the trail events, I don't find them to be as abusive as a pavement, and I'm not locked into the same movement pattern and stride the whole time. So there's walking, there's uphill, there's downhill, and you're pretty crushed after a trail 50K. But I feel like the road marathon has a more acute mechanical component.
I know how I am beat up after a road marathon. I was not nearly as beat up after this one, but I also felt the race was mentally just real tough.
It was really, really hard. Yeah. From the elite running world, if we compare ultra trail runners and or just elite marathoners, elite marathoners are only doing 2 marathons a year, if that.
Yeah.
And a big argument for Shalane Flanagan winning the New York City Marathon, she had an injury in the spring, is that she actually skipped out on Boston. And maybe that gave her a little, gave her some legs. But I found that, for the trail stuff, those guys are racing more often, and it doesn't seem to beat them up as much.
So I'm sorry if you guys are having problems with the feed. It looks healthy from our side. I'm very sorry about that. I'm just checking everything.
I think we're okay. I don't think we're too bad.
Yeah, some people are having buffering. It might have been a glitch. If it keeps up, let us know. Otherwise, onward with the show. And to answer your question, Team Trent, the Gran Fondo is a tough race. I would not put it in the same realm as the 50K in terms of my mental toughness. I was not racing it. Like I stopped and had lunch and whatever it is because it's a long day. Right? Yeah. And it was beautiful. It was perfect weather. I loved it. It was a very long day. I mean, any day where you're 8 hours on the saddle, it's definitely wearing on you. Yeah. I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel beaten up by it near like a marathon or thing. I mean, biking for 8 hours is nothing like a marathon, I think. Yeah.
So let's get to some of your guys' questions here.
Let's do it.
So Kevin Ward asks, new to the training club, welcome. Running my first trail marathon March 3rd, Griffith Park in LA. Then my first 50-mile ultra in Bryce Canyon in June. I've heard incredible things about Bryce Canyon. It's supposed to be amazing. What are the 2 or 3 most important things I should know and do? So for those ultra races, like fueling and hydration practice, we probably can't, overstate the importance of those things.
Is he asking what his hydration plans should be?
Well, he's just asking what are the 2 or 3 most important things I should know, with those events.
Oh, yeah.
Use the marathon as a practice for the 50-miler and really start thinking about the shoes, the socks, the gear. Are you going to wear a hydration pack
nutrition
or
plan,
bottles?
Just in general, I think.
And nutrition plan. And really practice. And I have been on so many runs, especially when you start bridging out to the 3 to 4 to 5 hour mark, you have the fitness to run for 2.5 hours without any food.
Yep.
But if you're running for 4 hours or 5 hours, the 2.5 hours of not eating a lot really catches up.
Yeah, when you train for Ironman, I remember somebody saying to me, the 4th sport of a triathlon is nutrition. And I think it is especially these long races, it is no less true in a long race like that. Like, I would say you do hills, you do intervals. Nutrition is as important of a segment of your training. I don't care if you're like a super high performing athlete that is trying to like run, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Everybody has increased nutrition needs on those types of runs, and having that plan.
And I actually rediscovered a lot of the little nuances that I enjoyed or didn't enjoy when doing these long trail runs. For example, like I liked certain types of bars. There's certain bar starts, picky bars, which I thought normally are delicious. But when I took them, when I took them on these trail runs, they were like so granular that it took me like for every mouthful, I needed to wash it down with like 10 ounces of fluid, and it was like picky bars, and they're great. Like they're like figs and nuts and other dried fruit.
Sounds like you're just a little picky.
I'm a little picky on the picky bars, but it was one of those things where it's like, I did not expect this.
Yeah,
and it happened in the actual race. So like the consistency. We've talked about UCAN, which is a product we like. It's one of those things that doesn't taste great out of the, like in the store. If you taste this compared to other things, you're like, well, there are other things that are tastier.
Right.
But 3 hours in, it tastes and it works.
Totally. Wait, why can I not see the chat? Okay.
David Hatton asks, how many weeks do you taper for a marathon?
What is our program? Oh, I think the longest run is 2 weeks out.
It's usually 2 to 3 weeks out. For the advanced is 2. For the other one is 3. There's no one way to slice this. Certain athletes perform better keeping up higher volume closer to the race.
Yep.
The thing that I found as a good place to start is that my longest run is going to be 3 weeks out.
Yeah.
And then, 2 weeks out is still a really hard run, just a little bit less volume and a little bit higher thing. So I'm technically tapering even though the workout's really hard. But then finally, like the final 7 to 10 days is when you're starting to see more of a significant cutback.
I always think about it's not just mileage, but I think of it as I'm not really getting sore within a week of the race. Like nothing should make me sore because I don't want to go through any more cycles at that point in time. I also think the thing, people often talk about their workouts, but one of the real things you can do, hydration we talked about, obviously, so hydration coming up to the race, teaching your body what it's like to hold that much water, and then also your sleep.
Yep.
Which?
Yeah, whip bands.
Would you like to compare? We can go on that in a bit.
Yeah, we're gonna share. We've been, using these Whoop bands. Thank you to the company Whoop.
Whoop.
I don't know.
It's whoop.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Whoop would be like I whooped your ass.
Does it spell differently?
They're gonna whoop our asses if we pronounce
Is it
the name wrong.
W-O-O-P?
W-H-O-P.
Hoop. Whoop. Hoop band.
Where's we got? Should I show them what the package looks like? Hang on.
Yeah, we can show them the packages for that. This thing is tracking our heart rate, our resting heart rate, our heart rate variability, like 24/7. We've both been wearing it for almost a week, and it's basically been telling us how tired we are and that we need to sleep more.
Yeah, I don't sleep
it's kind of cool.
near enough as what I. This is a very expensive device. It's $500.
It's $500.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is really cool in terms of how it is giving our information. Like I'm fascinated by watching how I sleep. So I drank last night and then I slept today, and my sleep really did change.
Like drank alcohol?
I drank alcohol. I had like 3 drinks at a comedy club last night, and maybe one after. I can't remember. And I came home and like literally like walked in the door and just like face planted and went to bed because I was a little bit late going to bed. And I was like, I wonder how that, and it definitely did. It affected my sleep. I was awake more during the night.
Interesting.
And I was actually I had more time as a deep sleep, so.
More time in deep sleep,
yeah,
but a little more awake. It is interesting. It breaks down our like deep sleep, our REM sleep, how much we're kind of like light sleep and how much we're awake. Super interesting. So we'll keep you guys updated there.
Yep.
Man, we're getting some great questions here.
Oh yeah?
But let's take a quick moment to remind people of our giveaway.
Oh yeah. Guys, so did we announce that? Yeah, we did announce. So the giveaway this week is this hat, but I didn't announce the new way we're doing it. Sorry, I'm so sorry. If you are watching this live, awesome. Right now, obviously you're watching this live right now. But for the people who are watching this afterwards, you also can join. What we're gonna do from now on is we are going to run the contest from starting today, and we're gonna do the drawing next week. So unfortunately this week we're not gonna do a drawing live, but you're still entered to win, so it doesn't
You're
really...
still entered to win.
And then next week what we'll do is we'll do the drawing live of the hat and
the socks.
And we'll start a new contest next week, if that makes any sense. So each contest, instead of being for an hour, is going to be for a full week. That way all you guys who are watching this after the fact, because we have, you know, like 1,500 people that watch this afterwards.
Yeah, a bunch of you guys watch after, so if you're watching this later, enter that giveaway and get some love.
Yeah, and then you can enter to win. Cool? Oh, one other thing is that you'll notice that there is a link for Jess Runs Blessed and her Instagram channel, and that's not a mistake. Jess Runs Blessed is one of our sponsored athletes.
That's right.
For 2018. She runs an Instagram channel and is just a running enthusiast.
She's totally awesome. Give her a follow.
Yeah, in Dallas. And I talked to her on the phone, and she's just a wonderful individual, and I'm really happy that she's on our team. She is going to be trying out some of our training programs, and we're just going to be working with her throughout the year. And so we have a couple other athletes. We have a number of other athletes that are on the team as well, and so we're going to just you know, introduce you guys to them. But check out our Instagram, follow her. She posts good stuff, and you'll start to see her working with us more and more.
Yes,
the year progresses.
I love that. Let's go back to some of these questions. Yeah. So very quick, just to follow up to Kevin Ward. Awesome. How do I figure out a nutrition plan? My longest run so far is 4 hours. I've never ran into issues. I know 2650 will be way different. So the racing is going to help. Talk to other runners, see what they're doing. Like we have some great nutrition content on our YouTube channel.
Yep. And we have nutrition challenges going on right now.
We have nutrition programs and challenges in the training club as well. So like, you could come train with us, and we could give you that direct help. And we've got some good.
And we are just about to open up our nutrition consults with Elizabeth Impine.
So you'll be able to actually book a session with Elizabeth Impine to kind of go through all this stuff.
Yep.
Which will be really good.
Those are a lot of resources. I mean, there's free ones. There's obviously it's just kind of a gradation in terms of your interest level.
Totally.
But training club is awesome with the challenge.
Yep. Yeah, there we go. We're doing the smoothie. Staff asks, just post this on the Facebook group, which is the Facebook group for our training club.
Yep.
Would 2 by 40K runs 2 weeks apart, with the second one 3 weeks out from the ultra, be too much or make me stronger?
2 by 40K runs 2 weeks apart.
Yep.
With the second one 3 weeks.
Basically run 40K, drop down, and then run 40K again is how I'd interpret that.
How far is 40K again?
It's basically just like, it'd be like 24 miles.
24 miles. Oh, that's long. Okay.
So it's not bad. I think that's something that would be interesting to do. You know, I remember getting ready for Two Oceans, actually running a marathon as an event before.
Can I put a caveat on that?
Please.
It really depends on what your base is before that.
It really does.
There's some people who would knock that out no problem. In fact, I think you and I did some things. You definitely did that.
Yeah, I ran basically a marathon this fall and getting ready for the 50K.
But you did it that time, and then we ran 24 or something.
Yeah, we did.
So very similar to what you're saying. I think I did a 22 mile when you did your 26, yeah. And then I did the other 24, 25 with it. So we did something very similar. If hopefully you're building up to that,
yeah.
Right? And if you look at our programs, we build, and most marathons will build.
Yeah.
Look at the rest of your work. You have to take a really hard look, because what's going to happen is you're putting extreme amount of stimulus on your body, and if you have not prepared from a strength perspective, from an injury prevention and mobility perspective, those are the areas where your body will start to show breakdowns.
They will. And that your ability to recover from the first one is going to, you know, say a lot about your ability to do the second one. So try that first one.
Yep.
See how it feels. Talk to us. Keep posting your questions in the Facebook group, and we'll see. Like maybe you don't do the full 40K the second time around.
Yeah.
You do like 30 to 35, and that's still really productive training.
Or you can also try splitting up. You know, people do back-to-back days.
Yeah.
You're doing like, you know, 20 on one day, 20 the next day, or you know, something similar, or 25, 25, whatever it is. I would say that don't commit to a plan at this point in time. That most important, don't commit to a plan that you're going to stick to regardless of how your body feels. So say, okay, this is the plan, but it's loosely held. We say that about all of our programs. The main thing is listening to your body, and if you learn how to do that, you'll have your answer after that first 40K.
Yep. You know, I was actually just talking to an athlete about this yesterday, and I sort of liken the idea of like your ability to absorb training is sort of like this cup and me putting water into it. And I want to like fill it up as high as possible, but you're going to get to the point where if I keep filling, water's just going to go over the brim.
I feel like I've heard this before.
Have you?
Are you serious? This is like the classic like meditation. You must empty your cup, otherwise I cannot fill it.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a meditation. You're doing another angle, but I'm going for just like hard training. Like if it just goes up and over, like I'm not really getting anything, and that's also where things are dangerous. So be careful there, and meditate,
and meditate,
and empty your cup,
and empty your cup, or it will not be filled. The Learning Runner says, "Hey guys." One, hi, The Learning Runner. I like your name. I hope that you're learning from our channel, and that maybe you have a channel too. Or if you do, let us know, because we'd like to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys roommates? You would think so, because this guy's over here all the time.
I know.
But no.
Well, we need to bring the third roommate into the equation.
Oh, Nora's getting a cameo. Nora does not like to be picked up.
Nora is all sandy and dirty right now.
Look at that face. Look at that face.
So this is our third roommate.
I like having you at our level.
I know. Actually, guys, tomorrow Nora is going to debut as the star in our YouTube video. We were actually doing a how to run with your dog video, and it gets published tomorrow. Pretty excited about it. We had some fun. Nora had some fun.
Yeah.
And she will be in it.
Oh man.
Tone asks, you guys need to sell technical TRE t-shirts for when you run races. It is on the list.
Yes, I'm so glad you said that, because we are absolutely going to do that. It is on somebody's to-do list that is not mine, because I'm not good at t-shirts. But we hear you, and we hear you loud and clear. We're gonna do that.
I totally love it. I want to switch over to Facebook and give these guys a little bit of love as well. Joyce Crandall asks, I'm in the training club. Are barefoot running shoes as good for feet as retailers claim? Any recommendations?
When a retailer claims, I think it's healthy skepticism is an appropriate response, including us when we sell our training programs. Take everything and be like, hey, does this make sense to me? Is it right for me? Right? I think it's possible. What is your answer? I have an answer.
So I would say that the biggest mistake that people made with the barefoot running shoes was they let the pendulum swing from one side to overly supported shoes to going like hog wild over here too soon. Like spending some time in barefoot-like shoes, more minimal shoes, I think is a great thing to do. We need to give our feet opportunities to get stronger, to feel the ground, feel connected. And it's not going to happen in your Hokas. I'm sorry. Like, those shoes are great. Use them for your long runs, but get out of them as soon as you're done with your runs. And if you're doing strength training, cross training, just doing errands, you should be in a minimalist shoe as possible.
We don't have shoes on right now, actually. Neither one of us. You know what we should be wearing is our Tabio socks. Tabio socks are part of our giveaway. Along with the TRE hat. You like that that's integrated. Yeah, it's funny to say it's marketing because like we're giving you stuff for free, but click on the link below and check out all of our stuff and get it.
Even I didn't know where you're going with that. That was good. That's tricky. Let's see here. Other questions.
Todd Earwood joined. Todd, check out this hat. Sorry, I didn't mean to grab your head there, but check out this hat. Flat build and it's moldable, so you can curve it for people like me who don't do the flat build thing. It's good.
I know.
I hope they notice it.
We have another good question from Facebook from Paul Muddle. He says, "Hi guys, I'm signed up for my first ever marathon in London."
Okay.
Very exciting.
Very good.
Training was going well up until the new year. I got ill and ended up in the hospital. My goodness.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Had my first run this week since December 3rd. I managed 6 miles today. Well, the good news is that we're still
far away, right?
months away, and you've got plenty of time to continue training and build up. I want to say it's like one of the first weekends in April.
Oh, you got plenty of time. You're good.
And then, you know, one of the things he said was like, I only have 2 races planned before April, and they're both 6 miles. Should I have built in a half before the full?
This is first? Oh, first marathon. Okay.
If you've never run a half marathon, finding a half marathon that is like, you know, kind of like 8 to 6 weeks out is usually a nice thing to do, and it's a good sense of, it gives you a good snapshot of what your pace should be for the race.
Yeah, because you're not gonna gonna start your marathon at a faster pace than your half. You don't have to do a race. It's just more fun if you ask me. Yeah.
Well, the other hard thing about this is that, and this is true for Boston and for London, for early marathons, it's hard to find races.
Yep.
And depending on where you live, right? If like I'm trying to find a half marathon in February in San Francisco, easy day, right? But if I'm trying to do that in Boston or New York, I'm signing up for a snowy, icy slog.
Right. Yeah.
So that's another thing, you know, when you're signing up for those early spring races, you really are signing up for some cold.
Make sure that it's a confidence builder, not buster, which means that don't go into the half marathon saying like, hey, this is my first half marathon, I'm gonna see if I can crush it. Think like, hey, this is a training run, I wanna finish it feeling like I still have some left in the tank, because you're never gonna finish the half marathon and be like, oh, easily I could do that twice. Right? That's just not how you're gonna feel. At the end of the race, you're gonna be a little bit tapped out. But you don't wanna get so spent on this race that you are demoralized. I mean, if it's not your first, this is your first race, but if you've done marathons before, you kind of know what the difference is and you know how to like budget that energy. But I think it's really important that the half marathon not only serves as a test of where you are, which is what you're saying, but also that it builds your confidence and that's
you know, I ran Boston 2 years ago and I was a little distracted in my build-up, so my training cycle was pretty good, but I didn't do any racing leading in, and you know, like I was rusty going into Boston. Like I could tell that was my first race. I was rusty as fuck.
I remember Nate calling Dr. Edwards like, well,
it was bad. You know, and I know
we were working really hard too. Your training was not
traveling. It was tough. But you know, getting 1 or 2 races in it just gets you back in that mindset. It gives the rest of your training purpose and focus. And the other thing, guys, is like 16 to 20 weeks of training, especially by yourself doing the same stuff, is hard. And it's like it's nice to have short-term events that you can like build up and look forward to.
Totally. I like the idea of doing like I mean, I didn't even think about it. But we did that trail race as kind of like a test, and it gave me a real sense of if we had not done that trail race, I would have been
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because we did a trail race last July, and that really was like the wake-up call for all our fall training.
I hadn't done a trail race in a long time. I had never done with that elevation before.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is real. And this guy, his backyard is basically where the trails were. And so he had, I live in San Francisco in the middle of the city, so there's just not the same type of like terrain. I'm mostly on flat ground, mostly on asphalt, so it's good. Get a race in there, especially if you can get one that's similar.
Yeah, to get similar conditions. I want to scroll up a little bit into the feed and get a question
is
from
in Craig's smoothie.
Exactly.
Would you like? Oh, is that what you're going for?
I was going for that one too.
Sweet. This particular smoothie, I get kale and I chop it up and put it into in the freezer so that it stays fresh for the week. And I put a bunch of kale, then I put chia seeds, then I put, I think I put a little bit of protein powder. I put that
Does you have a super smoothie, so the chia seeds get chopped up?
I have a Vitamix blender. If I had 3 things that I had to pick out of my house in a fire, I would probably leave Nate and get the Vitamix. No, the Vitamix is a great.
Makes sense.
Do not do Blend Tech. I've tried it. It's not as good, I promise.
So you get what you pay for.
Well, they're both expensive.
They're
very expensive, but I use it every single day. So just to finish it, this time I had half an apple. I often will chop up, peel bananas that are overripe, put them in the freezer, so I have half a banana in here. So it's a little sweeter than it usually is.
So kale,
chia seeds,
apple, banana.
I usually have frozen berries. I ran out, so there's nothing in there. I put a little green powder. I basically look. I have a bunch of stuff, and it tastes a little bit different every day. And I'm just like chuck it in. What I would love is actually I want to incorporate some of in the nutrition challenge that's going on right now. We have a bunch of smoothie recipes in the morning, and there's a coffee one that I want to try out, and different flavors. Right now I'm a man of pure function because I'm so busy in the morning that I just dump and go. Yeah.
Just get it going. And then do you just do water?
I just do water. Oh, I put almonds. Almonds are an important addition. Because almonds have a little bit of fat in them, and because of that, it stops it from otherwise it separates and it becomes if you leave it this. I made this an hour ago. It becomes a bad layers of
It looks funky.
Yeah, it's funky.
It looks even funkier than it looks.
The almonds help kind of emulsify.
It's like pond algae.
That's the word. They emulsify it.
It's almost like pond scum and pond algae. I think he's just collected that and right down the hatch. All these probiotics. Another question I wanted to go after was a question from Mr. Ken Kennedy. I'm on a training plan for my first half marathon. I get sore after resistance training days, which makes me hold back on speed and tempo days. Should I ease back on resistance training? And by resistance training, I'm assuming you mean strength.
Should I ease back on... I get sore after resistance training days, which makes me hold back on speed and tempo days. Oh, okay. What's your opinion?
So, Ken, I have some ideas on this. One, it depends on where you are in your training plan, right? Let's say you're in the earlier weeks of training, it's not a bad idea to keep the strength a little bit more on the aggressive side. You'll get some benefit from there. As you get closer to your race, 8 weeks out, 4 weeks out, lighten that strength and resistance up so that you can really hit your key running events.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Just as an easy way. It varies so much, for certain athletes who are on a high, mileage program from the beginning, like with some of the elite runners I work with, their strength is actually never that aggressive, even far away. Just getting them in the gym is a victory to work on some things.
And it's also, the strength training is meant, depending what your goals are, the strength training is meant, and as with all of our programs in the training club, the strength training is meant to prepare your body for running. And so if the purpose is to have that base of strength and mobility so that as you get deeper into your training, you can handle the mileage without getting as beat up. If you're really hard on both and you're not getting enough rest days in, obviously it's gonna be a problem. The angle that I was thinking about it is as soon as I think of being sore and doing speed work, tempo work, not as bad, but speed work, I think if you're not super hydrated, this is how you tear a muscle.
Yeah.
If you are doing say 200 meter or shorter sprints, even 400 meter, and your muscles are taxed from a resistance workout, they're probably also tight.
Yeah.
And so if you have not warmed up and you've not really mobilized so that you're prepared, it's dangerous to do speed work without really preparing your body. So what I would say, one of the things on the shorter term, not just for the race, but is if you're doing resistance training and then you're going and doing sprints, we always talk about the resistance training tightens you up and you have to mobilize to kind of even neutralize that workout. So just be cognizant that your body is not in spring shape, you know, when you're sore, and so you have to kind of warm up more gently, that sort of thing.
And you know, the resistance training can serve different purposes. If you're doing like heavier loads of like squats, deadlifts, step ups, lunges, like you're gonna feel that soreness. You know, if you're really wanting to bring the speed stuff up to the fore, well then your strength should play more of a supporting role, and that could be more single leg work, single leg deadlifts that aren't really more about the load per se, but just more about balance and stability and engagement and things like that. And as we got closer to the 50K, I made sure my strength was in that supporting chill role, because I didn't want to get it away of my runs. That's really going to vary per person, so just be okay with adjusting that in your head and testing and making sure your runs are good.
This could be running our ass if we're going to be at Boston again this year.
I know. Dude, we are so going to be at Boston next year.
TRE will be at Boston. I particularly probably will not be at Boston. We were trying to divide and conquer.
Frowny face.
Nate and I were gone together a lot, and we will also be gone together a lot.
Yeah,
this
there
year.
may be a lot of travel this year, so we can't always be at the same places.
Also, his wife gets lonely, so I'm going to stay here, hang out with her, and then you.
They're going to barbecue in our backyard.
Aaron and I are going to chill. And Nate's gonna go work.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We got a nice little follow-up question from Miss Carrie Hale. Hello, Carrie.
Carrie Hale?
Carrie Hale. I know.
I thought it was Carrie Hale. Oh my god, it's amazing.
Carrie Hale is her YouTube
It's
name,
your
YouTube
pseudonym.
presence.
It's your alter ego.
I know, right? Love the smoothie ideas. I'm a smoothie fanatic. What is your favorite time of day to make smoothies?
Oh, for me, it has to be the morning. I don't make smoothies so much, but because they're our meal replacement. As you can tell by the amount of crap that I put in there, this is 32 ounces of pure get up and go. I don't do coffee, so this is my replacement for coffee. Not because of a health reason, I just don't like it. And so, yeah.
So always in the morning. You know, I'm probably more, I don't do smoothies consistently. Once in a while.
Yep.
Not too crazy.
So actually, you know, I haven't made you one in a while, because you like now I make them before you're here. But I used to make them and give it to him, and then.
Then like most relationships, you get comfortable, take each other for granted. Stop doing the little details that really show that you care.
Man, I care about you so much. I do. I appreciate. This guy's been working really hard recently.
Oh, both of us, man.
Yeah.
We care about you guys too. Don't worry.
Actually, do you know tell them what's happening at 1 o'clock? This is so funny.
Oh, yes. So at 1 o'clock, we are having actually a friend of mine come over, Stephanie, who has like a organization business. So she organizes spaces in San Francisco, from like houses, closets, offices,
house offices,
headquarters. And so we have a lot of stuff.
Things show up
around
literally every single day. Every single day. I'm surprised somebody's not knocking on the door during our live show.
Sometimes it's too much. Like we're swimming in things. We just need to move things around.
I mean, one of the reasons we like to do giveaways is that people send us stuff because we're like, hey, we'll accept the stuff and look at it, but we want to give it to our audience. We can't handle all the running stuff. So it's a great way to work with other companies, and but part of that is that it's a pile up. Like that whole closet back there is nothing but TRE stuff.
Crazy town.
And
totally crazy town.
Yeah.
So we're getting there. So that's gonna be super fun. And what else we got going on this afternoon? Talking to our friends over the San Francisco Marathon. Our work continues there.
Talk about the hat again, just so you guys know, we're giving away this hat.
And we are giving away this hat at the end.
And Tabio socks, which show the show's
and Tabio socks.
Click the link below. Even if you're watching this later, up to a week later, we're gonna do if you see the contest, it's gonna end in 7 days. So we're not gonna do drawing right now. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it next week, and then next week we're gonna start the next one, and it'll roll over. So this is the only week where we won't have a drawing live, but now people get a chance to enter if you are watching it not live.
I love it. So for all you guys not live, enter in, and you'll be able to get your stuff. And for those of you guys, a bunch of you guys were asking about the hat. We are so thankful about that.
Oh, are they?
We're really excited.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to get one. You will be able to stay tuned. Hopefully, actually, by next live show,
they'll be hand shipped by these hands right here.
They will be hand shipped by me. And hopefully Aaron, if you're watching, you can help me out maybe on a weekend day too.
Oh, poor Aaron.
But next week, if I have my ducks in a row, I will have a link for you guys to go ahead and buy them. We only did an initial size first order because we just didn't know how it would go.
Yeah.
So if you want one, make sure you order one next week because I think they're going fast.
Right. I mean, you've sold.
I've already sold a bunch. Yeah, I've already sold a bunch, just like locally to.
Yeah.
You know, runners who work with me in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Yeah.
So super fun.
Yeah.
Guys, we are talking about races and racing. Any questions you have, drop them down below. We're trying to go through them. There's a bunch of great questions in there, and we are cruising through.
Yep.
Let's see here.
Oscar and Felix. I'm Felix. He's Oscar. No, I don't know which one. I think
an odd couple reference.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the messy one?
I think
Actually,
Oscar. And Felix is a clean one.
I feel like I know.
Hey,
well,
my
so
house
this is
pretty clean.
No, I know you're pretty good.
Have you guys noticed my plants? Did you see that the plants?
We have new live plants in the background, guys.
That was last weekend. This. Why does this feel like this is like off kilter a little bit?
Does it feel a little off? It might be. I checked it.
Did you?
I checked it. I think so.
It's a little bit.
Do you want to adjust a little bit and see what happens?
There you go.
Does that make you happier?
No.
Oh man, any tips, this is from Sunfish, any tips advises to plan the season after knee arthroscopy?
Oh, well,
so actually,
slow.
Yeah, you know, you're just going to be getting back into full function here.
It's this. So you didn't get cut open, which is a great thing because the incision is oftentimes the thing that takes the longest to heal.
Yeah.
So that you'll actually be back. The thing is, when you talk to doctors, they're like, oh, running in 3 weeks. True. You could run, and I'm making up the 3 weeks, but like a lot of people are like, oh, I got scoped and I was running 3 weeks or whatever the time period is, but it does not mean you're ready for like, full dynamics, full range of motion. Like your body's gonna tell you, again, I feel like we're beating a dead horse with this whole your body's gonna tell you, but it's the truth. Giving advice like this only works if the advice is that you have to listen to your body.
There are certain places where you can find, what are those treadmills that like take
soft?
Yeah, the anti-gravity, Alter G. So you might be able to get into an Alter G treadmill that basically, in effect, lightens a load with treadmill training. So you could run at 80% of your body weight or 85%. Okay. It is used as a rehab tool, so you could get a little practice there. Your ability to get your muscles firing is gonna be huge, like getting those things going. So a lot of strength and injury prevention stuff will help. And I would focus on meeting your body where you're at right now and taking that week to week. If sometimes we put that race on the schedule, while it can be motivational, it gives us this external pressure where all of a sudden if we have a little setback, we're in this like stress position because we don't feel like we're gonna make it.
Yep.
So it's like, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Be nice and easy.
I'm not, what are we saying? Welcome, Milky.
Edward says there's also submersible treadmills.
I'm not vegan originally, but I include a lot of those in my
running.
diet. Bon appetit. Okay.
We're eating some good stuff.
Holly's strength training video is pretty awesome. Was that a follow along?
It was.
How do you guys like those? Because I think that we should be doing more follow along. Follow along meaning like instead of just telling you what the workout is, we make Holly do it and then we film her.
Holly and I were trying to split them, and I got the stretching ones, and she got that one. I couldn't help it.
The problem was that she shouldn't have to like coach the workout and do it. That's just mean. I know. It's not meant to be something where you're supposed to do it without having to breathe. We
are tapping our inner Richard Simmons, Craig. Okay, yeah. This is got to do it. Smile and sweat, and breathe hard and talk, the whole thing. Anyway, Craig, we will absolutely let Holly know that you're digging it. We're having some fun with them, and it's super fun to go.
There are also submersible treadmills. That sounds like an expensive proposition.
Yeah, it does sound. Scooby Runner says, I love the Alter G. They sometimes have them at Marathon Expos to try out.
Yep.
Absolutely. Other things you can try out are Normatec boots.
Oh, right. Okay, so Nate and I both put an hour in this morning in these Normatec boots.
We call them leg hugs, but they're really awesome. So it is this boot. We actually just filmed a review on this, so she'll come out in a couple weeks. So
can we show them how it
works?
works?
Get a sense of how it works. Well. It's kind of hard.
Here,
but you wear these things, and they have all these compression chambers, and they really help with
basically
blood circulation, and they do a little leg massage.
Yeah, basically it's got this machine. So this is not a low imprint. This is why the closet's full of stuff.
Yeah.
So you attach this to it. It basically fills these compartments with air. First it tests to see how big your legs are.
Yeah.
It fills it and sees how much pressure there is. And then it progressively will fill air so that it's pushing blood around, and it feels amazing.
That's really good.
I put it on for half an hour, and then I was like, I got to do another half an hour. It's amazing.
This has been used as a recovery protocol by basically PTs and trainers.
A lot of pro athletes, yeah.
And not only is it good from a regular
flushing,
recovery, flushing of the system, but also like if you have like a swollen limb,
yep,
you come back from a swollen ankle, this can really help. So anyway, they're cool. You can see these at different expos.
Yep.
They have a few different brands. Guys, Normatec is one of the more expensive, but they are the original.
They're the original, and
they
they're
are
high
one of the
quality,
best ones.
for sure.
Really high quality.
Yeah. We have looked at other ones. Yeah. We were at but Normatec definitely is the gold standard. Yeah. The thing with these boots is, one way to think about it is
boots.
When you get massages, sometimes people are doing like myofascial release, and they're actually like working on this tissue, and then part of it, like after a race, for example, you can get these kind of less deep massages, which are meant to just flush your system. These boots are meant to kind of perform a similar type of function as a second thing. Obviously, it's not a massage for soft tissue work, but it is a flushing, and try it. It's great.
Yeah. You know, who is asking? Milky Way is asking about, is it like lymphotherapy? It does help like with your lymphatic system of just like getting those like fluids moving around and like pumped out. So it does work with that.
I'm not familiar with,
but I'm not super familiar with.
Yeah,
with
and they are. It is over $1,000.
It's those are $1,500.
Are they
for that pair?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are also places.
But guess who's negotiating a discount for our training club? So I'm still working on it. We do have a $100 discount. Hold on. I think we actually have it live right now.
$100 discount?
Oh, she just emailed me back. Hold on.
So while Craig is doing that, we might be able to do it. Let's see.
What would I like?
Waiting with bated breath to see what we have here.
Oh, okay. So the code is going to be TRE deal.
Yeah.
TRE deal, and you get $100 off.
Is that live right now?
It should be, and if it's not, it'll be up in the next couple days. It's a big, guys. It's a big purchase, so you don't have. I mean, don't go crazy over it. But like, it's a $100 discount. If you are in our training club, we're gonna get an even bigger discount.
Yeah, like
for
that.
people in our training club, which means it would probably be worth it to join the training club just to get the discount. If you're gonna go down that path.
If you're gonna go ahead and do that.
But I want part of our training club from now on to be. It's a membership, so we should get deals, and so
I like that.
We have a 15% off running warehouse.
As you guys are training club members, you're gonna get some pretty sweet inside perks.
Yeah, and we're asking all the people that come to us and give us stuff like Tabio Sucks, all those people, we're now asking them, hey, we want a discount for our training club members, and we will open up that portion of the site shortly.
I love that. And then also, guys, just check out normatec.com. They've got some good science behind it. They actually have a site like where you could try these out. Sometimes they are at a local chiropractor or gym in your area. They also are at expos all the time, so you can try them out in those places, and their site's pretty good that way for that. What should we do? We got 6 more minutes till the end of the show.
Well, I was actually going to want to ask, I mean, so kind of one of the, for the sponsored athlete thing, it is a program where we're not making any money off it. We are getting athletes that we think are running enthusiasts and influential. Scooby Runner, you are one of them. Congratulations, thank you for signing up, and we're happy to open that relationship with you.
Yeah.
But for us, it's about building community with people who influence running, and of course, we want to be a part of that conversation and hopefully be the connective tissue. So what we're doing.
The fascia?
Yes, the fascia, exactly. We're the connective fascia. So what we would like is to hear what are the running brands, because basically Nate and I, when we started this, we were just like you guys, and we're just like, and then we started putting videos online. We're runners, we're athletes, but we also realized that like now with the run experience we carry a little bit more weight. So when we go to expos and stuff, the brands and like the companies talk to us and they want us to get in front of you guys. And so what we want to do is just pass that love on. So whether that's getting discounts for our training club or getting you know, gear to giveaways or basically gear for our sponsored athletes, we're trying to basically make, you know, all the attention that we get, make it as a conduit for you guys. And so we want this to be useful. And if you guys have companies that you like, items, products, that sort of stuff, let us know, and like we'll reach out to those companies and see if we can get a discount.
We would love to do that.
Yeah.
It is funny. We got a question earlier from QWE0610.
That is a hard name to say.
That is a hard name to say.
We're just gonna call you 610.
But he says 610. Just curious, do you guys have day jobs?
What is it?
What is
nighttime
it?
now? I don't
know. Yeah. Believe it or not,
this is our day job.
Standing and talking to a camera.
It does not pay well, but it is lots of fun. That is the honest truth.
It does not pay well yet.
Does not pay well yet.
We've been saying that for 3 years. Yeah. But it's getting there.
We are growing. Guys, we have a team. I don't know if you know this, but if you check out our section, we have a team of, is it 11 people now?
It's good, something
like that. Everybody is started off as like, hey, just work a little bit here and there, and like now we have lots of people that are this is their main thing.
Yeah.
And for us, it is our only thing.
It is our only thing.
Yep.
Come hell or high water. We're gonna make this thing work.
I might have sneaked in my YouTube channel in that Gleam link, so. That's the only thing that I'm doing.
Guys, we are not, again, doing a drawing at the end of this hour, but you can still enter if you're just joining in. We are giving away a TRE hat next week, as well as some Tabio socks. So that means if you're watching the recording of this later, you can still enter in by hitting that Gleam link, and we will do the drawing next week.
Thank you, 610. I appreciate that you find our product reviews particularly valuable. We do not accept any money or solicitations. We do, if people call us and they're like, hey, we want you to review this, what we tell them is, send us the stuff, which is why we have boxes of stuff. Yeah. Send us the stuff. We cannot guarantee that we'll review it, but things that we like, we review. So the Normatec boots we reviewed,
maybe things that we don't necessarily like, but we think that you guys might care about.
Yeah,
right.
Totally.
Like we'll put our opinion in, but for basically stuff that is just kind of weird.
We get stuff that we're like, no. I can name some. Would you guys like to hear about the things that we've not?
Sure. Let's do it.
The running weights, the eggs.
The egg weights.
The egg weights.
I know.
Those are not still here, are they? Oh,
no,
man.
No, they're in our house. They're in our house.
So we got these weights that they're eggs and they're weighted, so they're like, what, a pound each?
Yeah.
Like a pound each. And they're just, I wish we had them to show to you. This is the only time that those things were useful, is to show you guys. And I hate them.
They're kind of cool. Like, their heart's in the right place. Like, I think running with them has an interesting factor, but it's like they're heavy.
You know what I think is that what would end up happening is that when someone inevitably like cuts me off, or like a car
you're just gonna
comes too close,
throw it when you're mad.
It's gonna become a weapon real quick.
Yeah.
And those things could kill someone. They're like a pound. It's like a piece of steel in your hand. So imagine like a really large ball bearing in the shape of an egg. That's basically what it was. Other things that we have not, that Bluetooth, what was the Bluetooth, the heart rate monitor or something?
Oh.
Yeah, what was the one with like a frog? We got GPS watches from Epson, and
printers.
Yeah, the guys who make printers sent us some GPS watches, and I was excited about them. I tried it. It was so hard to use. I was like, there's nothing positive I can say about the setup process.
I have to say, things have moved so quickly, and like even this thing, like the app is incredible. So I'm really excited to do a review of this and show you guys.
Totally.
And you're just like, man, it just blows things out of the water.
This is definitely not without its flaws, but it also has some super awesome benefits.
It's got some very, very cool things.
Yeah. So,
well,
called the Whoop Band.
Called Whoop Band.
Whoop. It's Whoop. He wants to rhyme it. Oh, we're almost over.
There.
Oh yeah.
We're almost there, and that means Stephanie's here to help consult our home/office so we can get.
She's gonna help us organize
our literal running ducks in a row.
Yeah, which is great.
Maybe after we get organized, we'll give you guys like a before and after view of the place.
She's gonna change everything.
Or at least an after. I don't know.
This is the best off that this place has been.
It looks good. I think it looks good.
Yeah.
And you know what else looks good?
Alright guys, sign up to the Gleam link, check out Jess Runs Blessed. She's in there as well. And Scooby Runner, we'll throw you on there next time or soon, and we'll chat about it. But so happy to connect with our sponsored athletes, and oh, there it is.
That is her.
Okay,
the knock
guys,
is happening.
Thank you very much. We will talk to you guys next week.
Yep. Very quickly for Jatine, how about some beer discounts? I love that idea. I'll get the team on it right here.
What's the one near your house?
Lagunitas. Lagunitas. I love that idea. Maybe
that.
we'll have to go on the horn.
Yeah.
And any new programs for 2018? Yes.
Yes, we do.
Stay tuned.
We will always
there will
have
be
new
new stuff.
Yeah.
Always new programs.
Yeah.
Till next week.
Oh, and shoot in the comments if you want what program you would like, because it'll get factored in.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
Everyone gets a voice.
She's waiting at the door. We gotta go.
We gotta go.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
See you guys later.
Oh, wait. Don't go yet. Here's the outro. I forgot.
Here we go.
Boom.
See you guys.
Does that work?